Hello everybody, welcome back to Financial Trading Basics Part 32, Market Minutes 2. Mostly, probably about 50-50 trading, maybe 33 and 33% trading, economics, current events. I'd even say mostly trading today. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Talk about terminology, the most promising nascent emerging market. Oh, excuse me. And how I'm managing my portfolio right now, again without income potential literally whatsoever. I'm thinking I am going to buy a business instead of a house. Maybe buy a whole business in full and put $100K down on the house, so I just can't not do cash flow for another whole fucking year. It's just illegal. Everything's illegal, no one cares. We'll be talking about the most promising nascent market between solar power, psychedelics, cannabis, and electric vehicles. More just how I'm managing my portfolio. The Russian-Ukraine tensions, and what I'm specifically, not historical or economic there, just how I'm going to trade that. Got some buy orders right now. So first, the terminology. It's literally 3:30 on Friday, so I'm also going to be managing some trades right as we're doing it. Nice. I've added not super substantially, right? My current cash position is pretty large for me. Ooh, I did get filled. Nice. Literally looking at my portfolio right now. Just had some got filled. But what was I saying? I'm getting cash, probably, I don't know, 500,000, 550,000. Probably 12 to 15,000 in equities, and probably, again, actually I have another 30,000 in my trading or my Coinbase account, so probably whatever, I have like 1.16 Bitcoin still, so probably like 45,000 in there. So that's again, most of my cash is not deployed. I'm going, like I said, buying business or a house. Even going back to the housing market's just too hot for me right now, and I don't want to not do cash flow. But the terminology, bellwether, you'll hear that a lot. Literally, it's the leading sheep of a flock with a bell around its neck, just like some farmers wrangling in the sheep. The lead sheep has a bell literally on its neck, but an indicator or predictor of something, a company, right? This sheep goes this way, they're all going to follow. Maybe Apple or Google or Facebook or Nvidia or Merck or Ford. They're a company that's going to indicate where a sector is going to go, where an index is going to go, stuff like that. Stalwart is literally as loyal, reliable, and hardworking as an adjective. Secondary definition, it's a loyal, reliable, and hardworking supporter or participant in an organization or team. So again, a company in a sector that is going to, the Fed raises rates, the Fed's becoming more hawkish, a reliable company or reliable movement of just anything. So stalwart's really just the bellwethers you're indicating, signal, your stalwart is your most reliable thing, whatever the news cycle is or whatever. So, and then we have TAM, total addressable market, just any given company, how many people do they think they can reach. AUM, asset under management, how much money they have, how much assets do they have. So that's it for the terminology. And then for now, the most promising nascent market between solar power, psychedelics, cannabis, and EV. I think solar power is not that much different. I don't, in terms of its like adoption being emerging, I don't think solar power still requires a lot of gas and natural gas and oil to generate. So I don't see, out of the four, I'll give that either 3 or 4. I'll say 3 because electric vehicles run on solar power kind of. So I'll say electric vehicles are even less promising of a trade for a true growth story than solar power. Cannabis I see as still not even that much, like it'll be a growth industry, but in terms of like the big swings, your initial appreciations, I think that's substantially less than psychedelics, and again, sentiment of the species. I can go buy cannabis a lot of places. Psychedelics, again, the efficacy is 100%. The biological and medical data is right there. So I see psychedelics as the largest, most promising nascent market from a trading perspective. I buy something today, MNMD, which is the one I'm loading, or ATI, Kathy Wood's Innovation Fund or whatever, bought that 2 days ago. But I think in terms of the sentiment of adoption and the fundamental efficiency of what the industries are, the psychedelics will be the largest. Because remember, look at all of the different pharmaceutical companies we have right now, and then go turn on one of those commercials for one of those drugs. If you have kidney failure, get stage 4 cancer, have extreme liver damage in the first 2 days of taking it, you should probably call your doctor. It's going to replace that, like actually, substantially. So the how big can psychedelics get, and cannabis, but again, just cannabis is more adopted, or certainly more integrated into this sentiment in terms of trading appreciation in psychedelics. And the sentiment has not changed really substantially on either of those. Yet the cannabis companies have been in the markets a lot longer. Most of the psychedelic ones IPO'd, or like MNMD went onto the NASDAQ earlier this year. Again, electric vehicles and solar power, I don't even see them as big, like, growth things. So I had my first, I made profit on my first options trade. I made 25% on United Airline calls, 52 expiries, and 52 strike expiring September 22, 2022. Again, the only reason I really sold it is because I'm loading NMMD. So I have currently right now $6,000 of net liquidity or liquidating value. I have 4,850 shares. I'm down $570. So then I have about $8,000 on Carnival Cruise Line. Yep, $8,000, and I'm up about $1,100 on that. So I see the maturation of the cruise line, the reopening trades, again, inevitable at some point. I'm thinking it's going to be, I don't think we're going to get another big spike in a variant. Could be wrong, don't think so. But I'm going to take any profits or initial capital positions from Carnival Cruise Line. I think that trade will mature around, I heard the analyst today saying he would sell Carnival Cruise Line. I would not. Again, when you have growth versus value, PEs at 50 times sales to some of the trading under book value, that's again consolidation of the overall sentiment of the entire marketplace. So meaning I'd see sectors always would appreciate together, all of the cruise lines would appreciate together, all of the airlines would appreciate together, substantially more so for the next, again, 50, 60, 100 years. I mean, until sentiment really changes, which that could be a lot longer than that. So I'll be managing my Carnival Cruise Line position against my NMMD, seeing that one as a longer time frame, but again, inevitable from the fundamentals, and the growth potential is substantial. So I still like cruise lines for the reopening of all things considered, meaning I think cruises are like one of the most leisure things you're going to give up and have the biggest appreciation. And I think NMNMD is my pick for the psychedelic space. Again, the ATAI, that was at like 25, went down to $5, which was at 5, went down to $1. So I can just get more shares, and it's the same depreciation. And I fully expect the sectors to trade together for a substantial amount of time. So the next general thing, more economic, it's still really just trading, not even really much economics at all today. But again, revisiting the question, does growth versus value mean anything to me? No. And what is the proper way to value a company? What's the proper accounting procedures? Not exactly sure. Does price to earnings mean anything to me? No. Does the disparity of price to earnings or trading levels mean anything to me? No. And I just have versus expectation and risk adversity. Like on my own positions, right? Mostly substantially in cash, just because I'm making plays on an actual business that I'm going to acquire or a house that I'm going to buy. Again, as an investment. If I buy a house, I'm just going to live there. I'm not going to rent it out or anything. But, right, I just have, again, the goal outside of the market. Like I said, I have most of the cash I want to do. That's why I'm not taking any big positions. And that's true for any trader. Again, what is your thesis? What are your expected price points? Again, I go off to the looking for the company that's 3 multiples in the sector versus 15 multiples of the PE again means absolutely fucking nothing to me. How much risk can I personally take? What do I think is a potential upside of the fundamental sector? And really company more so than sector, but because of the lack of consolidation of consumer or investor sentiment, that the sectors will rise and fall pretty lockstep, as well as the overall markets in general. So what am I trying to accomplish in my life? I have enough, to generate income or have a home. I got enough to furnish the home, got enough for a new car. So I'm really just going for trades that make a lot of sense. And that's really it there. Still have not really done any momentum trading, which I would absolutely love to do, and that's really where I started. But again, I just don't do that without cash flow. Just simple risk-reward scenario, enter, hard stop loss, intraday type of deal. We'll certainly update you if I start doing that again, which I will if I ever get cash flow, if I'm alive to see that day occur. Again, our bar and restaurant, we actually got issued the liquor license, so we have full liquor license. If you're in Columbus, Ohio, 1485 Columbus, Ohio. Old Town East, Adela's on Oak. Cario, he's a great owner, great partner, so go check that out. But that's really all I have to say for growth versus value, and if I can get some cash flow, I will be momentum trading as well. Stocks I would have momentum traded, certainly the Affirm Holdings yesterday, it dumped from like $85 to like $40 or $50 in like 5 minutes, or like 3 minutes. So anytime on that, again, just whatever the extreme momentum is, extreme appreciation. If it's an extreme appreciation, I would typically play it like immediately. I buy into the pressure and hold that for a day or two, maybe 3 days. Again, you're like the GameStop AMC for trying to catch a bounce, like on the Affirm Holdings on an extreme dump. I would literally just be in and out real quick, trying to catch the falling knife. But again, just with a risk tolerance that means literally nothing to me. I play $1 poker games all day, and I've used maybe $80 over 3 years. So it's just that level of risk, where it's just like this is like going out to eat for $100 or something. So that's how I would trade. I would trade all of those. But on the dumps to bounce, I would be in and out just immediately within profit. I mean, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes initially right in profit, just trying to accumulate as much money as I can. And I would do that with, again, live streaming if I ever get income. Meta and Facebook, they dropped a quality $230 billion in market cap. I even said it was $23 billion. No, it's $230 billion. That was just me speaking on my other video. But what do I think about that specifically and would I have traded it? Yeah, again, I would probably trade it one way or the other. Additionally, for like shorts, well, that's more of an investment. If it's not literally like intraday or within 1 or 3 days. So again, I'm not a fan of Facebook. I don't think, they have advertising revenue, they certainly have market share. I do like the metaverse in terms of a business, will not replace in-person interaction, not possible. I wouldn't invest in it, I don't know. Again, like I said, when you go from a 30 multiple to a 15 multiple, is that growth or is that value? That means nothing to me. It just means nothing to me. I really wait for the sentiment to go extreme one way and look for variables that I see as inevitable. Reopening will happen at some point. Better healthcare will take place of shittier healthcare at some point, inevitably. So again, the time frames I just don't care because I'm not really actively trading. That's that. Elizabeth Warren introduces a bill to ban stock trading while in office. Nancy Pelosi gets on board. I still disagree. Insider information is already illegal. Anyone can participate in the market, again, except for Brad, currently in real life right now. But it's just, again, unless you can't, if you directly legalized something that an individual stock holding. While in office, I don't have a strong opinion either way on this. I just disagree with how direct cause and correlation is in stock trading, policy, current events, stuff like that. Certainly there can be events where it's pretty much guaranteed. Company knows it's going to miss its earnings by 50% or something ridiculous. It's certainly going to go down. But a lot of if they're not actually insider trading, which is already illegal, then I see nothing wrong with it, even while in office. And again, I could kind of argue the other side if the people are really immature, which is everybody, so they might even, again, just form biases without even thinking they're doing so. So, again, not really But the thing is, I don't care. If you're that stupid, you're not going to be good at investing. So that's what I think there. So we have our inflation, aka dilution number. Prices inflate, buying power dilutes. But in January of 2022, it was at 7.5%, highest since 1982. Something cost you $100, now it's going to cost you $107.50. Again, I really don't see that as much, or at least nothing convincing as cause or correlation as to what causes that exactly. Supply chains, demand, current events, all that stuff. But again, really doesn't mean much to me in the relation of quality of life, or again, just a variety of other things we've already talked about. The Denver Broncos are on sale for $4.5 billion. They're selling the Broncos, but they expect to reach $4 to $5 billion in purchase price after being purchased for $2.3 billion. And it's being sold by a trust. So they said they're going to go for the highest dollar figure possible. Again, I would certainly like to buy, again, Patrick Mahomes. He's 23, 24, gets a 500, 400, whatever $million contract. He can go buy some of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now granted, even Mark Cuban's so poor he could not afford the Denver Broncos, but he can afford an entire basketball team along with other things. So apparently the NBA sucks dick compared to the NFL. I don't really watch either. The Super Bowl's on Sunday. I just won't be watching. But I will 100% buy a fucking Premier League soccer team. What is Man City want? They're ranked 1, I think. I haven't watched the past week, but how much for that? Let me know the number and I'm pretty much in. But I think it'd be super fun to own a sports team, just even for the environment. Again, go down to the stadium, get a hot dog, and watch your team go. And I don't care about sports that much, but I like socializing. I like being in public and doing stuff. Which is pretty possible without cash flow, but I would definitely begin buy a Premier League soccer team. I would 100% buy the Columbus Blue Jackets. Will buy the Blue Jackets. It's not really up for debate. And what is $800 billion GDP from Ohio? How this might scoop up Ohio, who knows? Last point, Russian-Ukraine tensions. Again, Russia is a big supplier of oil, I believe, maybe of natural gas, certainly, but in terms of trading, again, I'm not going to comment on the politics. Actually, I will. Vlad, the nation state of Brad, gives you a direct order not to invade. I'm not the White House. I don't give a fuck about anything. Vlad, don't invade. Nation state of Brad will pose more and more. I don't give a fuck about life or death. I don't give a fuck about anything. But if you do dumb shit, I'm going to go fuck you. And so the NATO has less GDP than the nation state of Brad, which is actually legitimately true. Classic. What are you going to do against science, my guys? What the fuck are y'all going to do? But as a tradable event, I'm buying. Again, I had 2 orders up there. Are we still open on the markets? Did I fill? Oh, I did. Like I said, I filled 1. But like I said, for the MNMD, if that hits $100 a share at some point in the next 10 years, that's $485,000. And I plan to add to more. I'm just, again, nibbling around the $1 to $1.30 range. I bought some at 83 cents. My average on this one is $1.36. And my average on Carnival Cruise, which is my only other substantial position, is $18.87. So again, no real plans to trade those. Or Carnival Cruise won't close that till midsummer or hopefully in the fall, as long as nothing else weird goes on. If something weird goes on, I'll just add to it and wait for it till the reopen actually happens. So that's what I'm doing there. But I don't think the Russian. I think this is a buying opportunity for anything that you're genuinely interested in. For a couple reasons. One, this is the news. Sell the news, or buy the news, or something like that. But it's not going to affect the economy much, if anything, in my opinion. Certainly not directly. And then past that, not to be bleak, but if Russia does invade Ukraine, it's not going to be a long thing. Vlad, do not invade. But as a tradable event, I see that as very transient. Not transitory, or yeah. So that's really it. I just subscribed to what's his name, Josh Brown on YouTube. I subscribed to The Compound. I've been watching you guys on CNBC forever, and then I got on the YouTubes yesterday, and I'm a fucking creature on YouTube. It's basically what I watch all day. I see The Compound pops up, and it's Josh Brown doing a podcast. So I subscribed. I watched one episode so far. It was pretty good. Like I said, Big Brain Brad, there's still plenty of trades out there. There's still plenty of economic points to talk about and discuss. So I'm always engaged in that stuff. It just takes me a while to get enough novel things to talk about or news events. Or again, once I get cash flow, I'll be live trading momentum trades, which isn't much economics or theses or fundamentals. But once I get enough economic talking points, that's when I do these videos. So that's what's going on today. I got another language video done. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I got my ancestry DNA results. And it's pretty much what I expected, but we'll be going over that with your typical talking points and other current events. So thank you for watching Financial Trading Basics, Part 32, Market Minutes 2. Privyet, Vlad, do not invade. Invasion, no da. No da. Niet da. Niet. So don't do stupid shit. It's really my only rule. And I can't enforce anything, and I don't care anyway. So, at the end of the day, do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't do dumb shit. That would be pretty useful for everybody. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.